I love playing football. Just when I first started, I didn't really want to play. I think my mom wanted me to play. I was a kind of a wimpy kid, and you know, I cried a lot. You know, typical. You know, only child kind of stuff, and went out and when I first started playing, I was 5 years old. I remember the first time I got hit was a guy that was a lot bigger than me. I think he was a year older, and man, he knocked the breath out of me. He hit me so hard, and I remember I got up crying and walked off the field. Didn't want to play anymore. I think I begged him to quit, and I want to quit. I don't want to play anymore. It's too hard. And, you know, they convinced me to hang in there, and I played a couple more years and started doing pretty good. Started doing very well after a while, and started having a lot of success. But I didn't grow as much. You know, the other kids started outgrowing me a little bit. I was a little smaller than most of the kids, and that's when I started getting hit a lot. 7th and 8th grade coaches just being impressed with how tough I was, you know, that I would, you know, stick my head in there and hit the biggest guys, you know, and about that time in school ball, I started boxing too. That's when I began my boxing career, is when I was in 6th grade, and you know, so I was probably getting hit in the head a lot as a young adolescent, and so anyway, you know, you get to high school, and by that time I'm, you know, in the boxing arena. I'm sparring a bander about every week, 3 times a week, and then, you know, I'm playing quarterback in high school. So, you know, my senior year is when I had an outstanding year. Was player of the year in my county and my region, and ended up signing a scholarship to go to Georgia Southern, play football, and so, you know, I had some pretty good success there doing that. But in between that, I, you know, sustained many concussions. I had lots of concussions, got lots of dings, lots of hits to the head. You know, every kid's trying to find their identity, and I'm trying to find mine, and you know, Doug the football player, Doug the baseball player, Doug the boxer. Yeah, I lived and breathed football, no question about it. It became my identity. Yeah, I remember the first time that I knew something wasn't right about the way I was thinking, or just something I could never put a finger on it. I was when I was in college, and I had gotten a major concussion that put me out for several weeks. I remember getting these head pains, like brain freezes, and, you know, 20, 30 times a day. And I remember I couldn't read, do football reads. Coaches yelling at me all the time. I couldn't perform. I wasn't able to keep up. You know, and the first time in a long time, I couldn't perform athletic function or do athletic feats. I couldn't think on my feet and do the kind of things that I need to do. Even in the classroom, I was falling behind, and I was beginning to act like somebody that I wasn't. If I'd have known how these injuries from athletics were going to affect, you know, all of my relationships, you know, my family, my kids, my jobs, you know, everybody around me, church, everything, my whole world. If I'd have known how it was going to affect and how it was going to turn out, I would have never have done it. When Dr. Ruben sat me and my wife down and explained to us what I was going through, I mean, it was such a relief. It was such hope, and, you know, and I wanted everybody to know about it, because I wanted them to know that the person that they had seen and dealt with for the last 20 years was not really who God created me to be. I've been in treatment now since February of 2013. Yeah, you know, it's given me my life back, and that's really all I wanted.